Backpacking is a form of low-cost, independent travel, which often includes staying in inexpensive lodgings and carrying all your necessary possessions in a single backpack. Often seen as a marginal form of travel, undertaken only through necessity, it has become part of mainstream tourism. It's true, backpacking is really once in a lifetime roller coaster experience. The ups, the downs, the hard times, and even the euphoric times. But there is one thing for certain. With roller coaster experiences comes with new lessons. And today I'm here to share with you some of the lessons that I learned whilst backpacking across Europe. My love for backpacking peaked in 2006 when I interned in Germany as a foreign student and spent every weekend in a different city, experiencing the culture of that city, meeting new people, eating new food, and celebrating different experiences with them. To celebrate a decade of my graduation from tertiary education and also celebrate my love that I've had for backpacking, I decided to break away from my normal routines and backpack across Europe in the fall of 2018. I set out to visit 8 different countries in a month, meet new people, build new connections, experience new culture, and my choice of countries were basically countries that didn't have English as their first language. And the aim of this was to challenge my personal skills and help me pick other new skills along the way. The 8 countries I settled on were Austria, Germany, Netherlands, the Czech Republic, France, Hungary, Slovakia, and Switzerland. With my single backpack on my back, my inspiration for my favorite movie, The Euro Trip, and my research from Google, I set out to make new experiences and friends. I managed to visit 7 of those countries before my body gave in to the cold weather in Budapest, and I had to return to Berlin to rest and recover. I think I underestimated how much cold my tropic body could actually take. During those trips, I spent time living and interacting with the locals, ate local food, travel on local transport, and try my possible best to experience as much of the local tourist attractions as possible. And my main aim was to try as much as possible to take the road less traveled, mainly try and take the roads that most tourists don't take, to try and experience as much of the locals as possible. To say I enjoyed the experience would be an understatement, because I left my comfort zone and the lessons I learned along the way were truly invaluable. Today, I would like to share with you 10 lessons I learned along the way whilst backpacking that I believe will also be beneficial to you. Lesson number 1, how to part from material things. We've all done it, overpacking before your first backpacking or traveling adventure, because to you, you think all these items are going to be needed whilst you are on that adventure. But as you collect more and more international stamps in your passport, as you cross one border after the other into different countries, your luggage seems to get smaller and smaller the further you go. You soon realize that the true beauty of travel comes from the sights we see and the people we interact with along the way, not the clothes we wear or the expensive gadgets that we use to initially document every part of the journey. Backpacking is about traveling with the necessities, as you are always on the move and staying in inexpensive hotels, which might not have the best of security. So the lighter your luggage, the faster you can move around, and the less things you have to worry about losing, giving you a peace of mind to enjoy your journey. Just like life, you have to let any mental or emotional baggage that is holding you back and costing you your peace of mind go, so that you can enjoy your life to the fullest. Anything or anyone that is costing you your peace of mind is too expensive to have in your life. Remember, life is short and you do only get to live once, but if you do it right, once might be enough. Lesson number 2, learn to be tolerant of others. Backpacking forced me to open up to like-minded travelers across the globe. I learned to appreciate new cultures, new customs, and new languages. I was forced to smile to the weirdly dressed stranger who is sharing my room with me. And soon I come to realize that normal is plain boring. Tolerance is an important concept that helps people to live together peacefully. To be tolerant means you accept other people's opinions and preferences, even when they live in a way that you don't agree with. Cultural inclusiveness and tolerance can play a crucial role in bringing people together who speak different languages, practice different religions, follow different customs, and believe in different values, thereby promoting harmony. Tolerant people show strength in that they can deal with different opinions and perspectives. Another advantage is that being tolerant of others helps you with personal development. Tolerance doesn't just make peaceful coexistence possible. Another advantage is that being open to other people's way of thinking can help with your personal development. It is a value that will be beneficial to you as you navigate this thing we call life. So be it around your family, at work, or even around your colleagues, being tolerant of others can help you go a long way. Lesson number 3, to not let fear stand in the way. Whether it's leaving your comfort zone, jumping on a plane to an unknown country that speaks an unknown language, or jumping out of a plane, you soon realize that fear becomes a way of life. In fact, for the experienced backpackers, they thrive on it. Fear becomes a validation that they are in fact alive. When you are forced to trust people you just met and put your life in their hands, you start to see the good in people and begin to learn that not every stranger is out to hurt you. You learn to study the non-verbal behaviors of people, as 90% of human communication is non-verbal. Your other senses are heightened as you can't understand or speak the language of the other people. Albert Mehabrin, a body language researcher who broke down human face-to-face communication, found that 55% of our communication is non-verbal, 38% is vocal, and 7% is words only. So to be a good communicator, you don't have to only hear and understand the words that's being spoken to you, but you should be able to also read the body language and hear the tone of the words that are coming out. We face our fears for a reason. It helps us grow. If you don't overcome your fears, you will never move from where you are. You will never develop a growth mindset and become a person of action, change, and success. Instead, you will remain stuck in the same situation. Think about the outcome of facing your fears. There is a popular quote going around on social media that goes like, "What will you do if you weren't afraid?" This simple but yet powerful quote lets you realize all the things that fear is holding you back from. Write down your answers to this question and remind yourself that you can overcome your fears and accomplish your dreams. Doing something new and challenging is a great way to overcome your fears today. So build up your confidence and physique by overcoming that fear today. Lesson number 4, the ability to be alone but not lonely. Traveling can sometimes become lonely, and that's a fact. But as a backpacker, you learn to accept that the downtimes are outweighed by the highs. You arrive in a new city, missing the family and the travelers that you met in the last destination. But you suck it up. You throw your walking shoes on, put a smile on your face, and embrace the new unknown. After all, we all know the friends you meet whilst traveling last a lifetime. Studies have shown that loneliness leads to feelings of anxiety and depression. But there are ways to combat this loneliness when you feel alone. The first step is to acknowledge any feelings or signs of loneliness, such as a sense of emptiness, excessive procrastination, insomnia, and others. Secondly, pay attention to what you watch and read, and understand how they may be impacting your thinking. Thirdly, invest your time in something constructive, like a creative project or even an online course, or even find a way to care for and provide for others. These activities will give you a sense of purpose, autonomy, and achievement. Last but not the least, continue to reach out to family and friends, even if it's virtually, keeping up with as many normal interactions as possible. But use technology wisely. Utilize tools like social media to keep up meaningful conversations instead of using it to compare yourself with others. Remember that you don't have to be lonely even when you are alone, because those two don't have to always go hand in hand. Most of your personal growth will happen when you are alone, because that's the time that you can self-reflect and make changes to help you grow. Lesson number 5, that is the importance of earplugs. Every backpacker will tell you this. To get some good sleep, you will need some earplugs whilst traveling, because dragging roommates, music blaring up from the club downstairs can sometimes be a bit of an issue for a tired eye. You will find earplugs in every well-traveled backpacker's bag. Sometimes in life, you have to learn to mind your own business. Not every distraction requires your attention. Sleeping with earplugs can significantly improve the quality of your sleep whilst you are on the road. For many people, earplugs are the only way to block out sound whilst they sleep, such as noise from a nearby freeway or even a snoring partner. You need to learn to tune out distractions and focus if you want to be successful. One lesson I've learned from this is you need to learn to tune out distraction and focus if you want to be successful in anything that you do. Ask yourself, what kind of distractions are you allowing to distract you from your success? It might be time to put on that proverbial earplugs, tune out distractions, and focus so that you can be successful in anything that you are doing. Lesson number 6, an appreciation for the little things. Home cooked meal, a cupboard to hang your clothes, a gym, and even inexpensive washing days. All these are some of the little things I gave up for just the joy of backpacking. But believe me, I knew how to make the most of these taken for granted beauties when I returned home, because these were luxuries whilst I was backpacking and I didn't have access to these things that back home I had taken for granted. Appreciating the little things means focusing on the things that brings you happiness and joy instead of focusing on the negatives that takes your joy away. It means practicing gratitude for those everyday moments that are easily taken for granted and forgotten, because those are the little things that we end up cherishing the most. When you have appreciation for life, you appreciate everything. The sun rising and shining on your face, the flowers growing in your yard, the smiling face of your spouse or kids, or the sound of your mom's voice on the other end of the line. It is time to appreciate the little blessings in your life that you've taken for granted, instead of focusing too much on the challenges that's taking your joy away. Lesson number 2, never steal. We've all had some things stolen from us. Food from the communal kitchen, toothpaste, and even in some rare occasions, shoes. No matter how small, every backpacker understands one thing: we are all in the same boat, so nobody steals from the other person. You don't put another person down just because you want to stand up. We've all had those days where we've lost our bank cards, waiting on a job offer, or even that one bag left in our wallet might just not be enough to buy the best tasting 2-minute Ludo ever. What goes around comes around, and we all understand one thing whilst we are on the road: the importance of helping each other out, so you don't steal from your fellow backpackers. But I would say, in life, if you have to steal, then steal away from bad company, because they are not trustworthy and they don't respect other people's opinions and emotions. They wish to get things done using unfair ways. If you surround yourself with negative, nasty naysayers, you might not realize this, but other people in life will judge you by the people that you associate with. If you hang around negative, small-minded people, trust me, you will end up becoming negative and small-minded in the long run. So if you decide to steal, my advice would be then steal away from bad company. Lesson number 8, not to be too picky. Backpacking teaches you not to be too picky in life, because whilst you're on the road, your options are always limited to what is exactly available to you in that country. Be it food, transportation, or even accommodation, you have to learn to make do with exactly what you get. Pasta is a prime example of your ability to make the most of your money whilst you're on the road. You learn that you cannot be too picky when it comes to food. And as horrible as this may sound, sometimes pasta may just do it, because there's pasta in every country. You learn to turn every moment into a positive, like learning to turn a basket of fruits into a delicious sangria. One theory is that picky eaters are oversensitive to smell, texture, and flavor of food. However, if you want to open yourself up to the full experience of a culture in a new city, in a new country, some of these will have to take a back seat. Lesson number 9, True friends are not measured by distance or time. In life, just like backpacking, we leave home. We lose friends. We make some friends along the way, but our true friends always understand us. They don't need constant updates. They don't need to be reassured. They set us free as we do them and share a love and support that goes beyond boundaries and years. These days, friendship feels so much harder. Instead of walking across the hall with a bowl of cookies, we have to drive hours or jump on an airplane just to be together. Family responsibilities and work obligations leave us with a mere minutes left in the day. And when we collapse on our bed at the end of the night, we can barely muster the energy to brush our teeth, not to think of holding conversations with people across the world. Before long, days and weeks have gone by, and we have only engaged each other over just text or even Facebook updates. And by the time we get together, there is so much left to share that we don't even know where to start. You need friends who are there, not just when it's easy, but when it's also hard, especially when it is hard. True friendship is not about being easy. It's about loyalty and trust that we can be 100% authentic around each other. True friendship knows no bounds, not time or distance or even differences. They know your past, so better understand your present and will continue to be part of your future. So here are to our true friends, those who go beyond the distance, the ones who stand the test of time, the ones who are there for us through thick and thin, even when the friendship becomes hard. They make life itself feels a little bit easier. Lesson number 10, to make your own path. We have all made the same mistake before, altering our travel plans for another friend, or the fear of leaving behind some newfound friends. As you become more and more accustomed to meeting new people and saying goodbyes, you come to realize one thing: the importance of making your own path. You realize that you meet like-minded travelers along the way. So you enjoy traveling alone, in the knowledge that just around the corner, there's a whole new group of backpackers ready and waiting to share the next chapter of your journey with you. Choosing your own path means consciously deciding what is right for you in every moment. That means not choosing an option just because that's what people usually do. Instead, ideally, you stop and consider every step along the way. These are 10 lessons that I learned whilst backpacking across Europe, and I believe they'll also be beneficial to you if you apply it to your life. If you got value out of this video, kindly hit the like button and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can join this family. And if you have any lessons that you have picked up whilst backpacking, kindly drop them in the comment section so we can all learn together, and catch you in the next video. Thank you. Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about budgeting. I will be showing you 5 easy steps to help you budget your money so you can have control over your finances. Do you know how to budget your money? Well, this video will show you how to budget using the 50-30-20 budget method.